We are in beautiful North Carolina, and we're sailing to one of our favorite spots in North Carolina right now, Ocracoke Island. And it is a beautiful day out right now. Super sunny, calm, but we got a perfect breeze to be able to sail, and we're gonna sail with the Spinnaker. We got the full main up right now. So we're gonna sail to Ocracoke. We'll spend a few days there. We're gonna try to fish, try to clam, just explore, check it out some more. And but first we gotta get there. So we're gonna launch a Spinnaker. Jetty doesn't really love the Spinnaker because on one of our sails, it just kept collapsing and inflating, and it was making really loud noises on the boat, and she just didn't like it. So hopefully she stays relaxed today. But I love this sail. This is my favorite sail. This is my favorite sailing conditions. All right, so let's get this thing set up. Perfect Spinnaker sailing conditions. Calm, light breeze from behind us. We're gonna be going pretty deep downwind, and then just because of where it gets shallow and where the channel is, not really channel, it's just where to avoid the shallow spots, we're gonna be going less deep downwind, and then we're gonna be going deep downwind, I think, again, and then we'll see. And the wind's also gonna be shifting a little bit on us. So we're gonna have a bunch of different angles to play with, to sail with this Spinnaker, but first we gotta get it all set up. And this is an asymmetric Spinnaker that we fly off the bowsprit right there. This is the head of the sail, and this is the tack, which we're actually gonna launch it on this side. So we'll bring it over to this side. We'll just go over these bean bags. So here's the tack line right here. I'll just loosen that tack line. We'll be able to pull it in. Here's the halyard, which pulls the Spinnaker up. But first we got to attach this tack to the corner of the Spinnaker. So we got that tack on. We'll just get this head, this halyard connected so it's not flopping around. Sierra's gonna run the sheets. We really only need the port sheet. I don't think we're gonna be jibing at all. Usually if we do that, we'll just like kind of let the loose sheet, that's the lazy sheet, just kind of let it hang out on deck here. And we'll pull this tack in pretty good. I like to get it right about, go like right there is good. And then I'll get it raised using the halyard. If it's rough, Sierra will kind of guide it up, but when it's calm, it's pretty easy for me. Either way, it's not too bad doing by yourself, but it's just easier if it's rough, if Sierra's guiding it up. The Spinnaker, if you guys aren't used to sailing, this sail is just, it's such a great downwind sail. You can sail, if you're going deep downwind, you can sail it in pretty high wind speeds, like up to almost 25 knots of wind. It's best just for like lighter conditions, because when we're going deep downwind, we're going with the wind. So it feels like we have less wind than there actually is. So you kind of want a bigger sail, you want more power to grab that wind. And this Spinnaker is just a much bigger sail than either of our other two head sails, which is our jib or our screecher, and it's cut really much deeper than those sails as well. So it just grabs that wind and is able to pull the boat downwind, just sail the boat a lot quicker than you could with anything smaller and not as deep cut, not as like full.
Okay, so we've been cruising and traveling full-time for quite a few years now, and we've made quite a few big, little, many mistakes flying the Spinnaker.
Stop, stop.
One simplest thing that we have made a few times that we're gonna share with you, so hopefully you do not make it, is when you're about to fly the Spinnaker, close every single one of your hatches, including
especially
the side hatches. Like if I didn't just bend over and look at that, like that would have been really bad. And we've done it a couple times and we've almost ripped those hatches off. So yeah, just don't do that. So I'm gonna go inside right now and close those.
Another sport fish wake coming through here. Oh, the Big Rock fishing tournament just ended, so these sport fishing boats are probably leaving Morehead City and Beaufort area and going back to wherever they are. And I'll just undo this sheet. We'll just leave it on deck here, but we undo it just in case we need it. And I think we're pretty much ready to go. We have that clutch closed. A lot of times I'll put the halyard on the winch as well, especially if it's super windy, but in these lighter conditions and in the bay, it's calm. We don't really need to. You want to pull the sock up. I'll control the sheet here. All right, go for it. So this sock has a line that runs to the top, and if you pull that line, it pulls that sock up through a block up there. Surfboard fin, paddleboard fin, paddleboard fin, 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 fin.
I couldn't hear.
Hook, hook. You're right there, love.
Yeah, but you're seeing what's going on. I had to see what you're saying and then figure it out where it is.
Well, not our smoothest launch. So there we go, guys. We got the Spinnaker up. All of a sudden we're doing more like 5 knots instead of 3 knots. And that's in like 12 to 13 knots of wind. And we're deep downwind. We're at 160 degrees apparent, which we should actually be a little higher to the true wind. So 165 degrees to the true wind is about how deep we can fly the Spinnaker in. Can't really fly any deeper than that. So I don't know if you guys saw the sheet here was catching the surfboard fin, and I was
make sure to like put it right here and like lay it on top of this.
Yeah.
When I was raising it, something must have gotten loose and wrapped around here.
That's why we always hoist the Spinnaker deep downwind, and then we could always come up to the wind a little more where there's going to be more power in it. But we start off with as little power as possible, just for things like that. We're sailing. There's Jetty.
How you doing? You're a little stressed or you alright? It's kind of ironic that you don't absolutely love your own sail. Good girl. Yeah, you're alright today. You know how calm it is. Good girl.
Oh man, you guys, this is the most perfect sailing. We have another 20 miles to get to Ocracoke, and the wind is just behind us, just pushing us along, pretty light, only around 10 knots. We got the Spinnaker flying. It's my favorite, especially here in the bays in North Carolina. Like, we've been through these bays a whole bunch before, probably like 10 plus times up and down the East Coast, and it's still one of my favorite spots. They're wide open for the most part for being able to sail, but still protected enough where like you're not out in the open ocean. So see, it can get very rough in here, but generally calm, generally way calmer than what you would find in the ocean. We're lucky enough that we're able to come through North Carolina on the inside, on the bays. You could potentially go out Oregon Inlet and continue heading north in the ocean, or we have the opportunity to stay on the ICW and go through like Coin Jock and Norfolk and then come out at the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay. And we just met a few other boaters in Beaufort who were a little bit jealous because I don't know what the max is. We call our rig 63 feet above the water, and that's, I think, just slightly conservative. Any taller than that and you basically can't go. And there is one bridge by Roanoke Island that we have to be very careful about because I think it's like sinking a little bit on its piling. So if you go at high tide, I think we would actually not be able to get under at high tide. So that's the only one we have to be super careful about and go under at low tide and make sure there's not too much water up here being pushed in the bay by the wind. 20 miles to Ocracoke. Hey guys, wind picked way up. We're up above 15 knots now, 16, 17 knots of wind, and we are flying along. The bumps in the sound here are building a little, and we're starting to surf down the bumps, and we're just flying 8 knots of boat speed. we're still between like 15 and I just saw 18 knots. So we definitely got to be careful when we're flying the Spinnaker in this much wind. We got to kind of keep going deep with the wind. We can't come up into the wind too much and put a ton of power in the sail. Just got to keep the boat moving with it. And if we do that, we're fine up to 25 knots of wind. But yeah, this is the best sailing. Before was like the best relaxing sailing. This is my favorite, starting to get a little exciting sailing. It's getting pretty windy and we're actually about to turn a little bit, so it's time to take the Spinnaker down before we rip it. Alright, you wanna let it down? All right, we got the Spinnaker all the way and the jib out, and we turned a little bit more. Wind is right on our beam, and we're heading right towards the entrance channel into Ocracoke, and we could just start to see at least some of the big, taller sandbars off of Ocracoke, or I think they might be like spoil islands or something. And I see a ferry going into Ocracoke right now as well. So we're almost there, cruising the last few miles with the jib, and then we'll get the sails down and motor our way in through the channel. I was just waiting for this ferry to come out of the super narrow channel over here. It's a big boat and it's a tight channel, so. been here, we were here 2 years ago on this boat and it was pouring rain, but there were like almost no other boats in here. And then we were here a couple years before then with the high field that we had, that big like 18-foot high field, and we were in the truck camper, and that was pretty cool, but we weren't anchored out here. But there's a lot more boats here in this anchorage right now, so just trying to figure out the best spot to go.
Chetty, what would you like to do today?
Go clamming? Okay, let's go. Okay, friends, it has been quite some time since we've done anything like really fun. We've just been sailing offshore from Panama to Honduras, Honduras to the Keys, Keys all the way up to Stewart, Stewart to North Carolina, and we're officially like right where we need to be for hurricane season, so it's time for us to finally go out and do something that we love to do. And today we are going clamming. It's been a hot minute since we've got some clams, but we are ready.
You going clamming? I'll get the bucket.
The lucky bucket?
Lucky bucket. With no clams in it yet.
Okay, don't get me wrong. We have had fun in between then and now, but the majority of that fun has been centered around sailing, and we love to do plenty of other things besides sailing. So, catching our own seafood is one of our very top.
We haven't been clamming in a long time, probably since Nantucket, like two summers ago. I just looked up the regulations. We don't need a permit or a license or anything. We're allowed to get 100 per person or 200 per boat, whatever is less, and they have to be an inch thick.
Do you have
And I did get our fishing licenses today, so it was $38 each for a year for us non-residents for coastal fishing license.
So we're gonna give fishing a go tomorrow. Today's clamming.
But I'm gonna bring a pole anyway, just in case.
And we may not be in Florida anymore. However, North Carolina gets just as bad thunderstorms, and there was one that already happened this morning, and we're gonna go try to get enough for dinner before the next one comes, so wish us luck. We are trying to beat the lightning.
I have a good feeling about this spot.
Come over here. She's standing.
Oh, I see the crab right there.
You got a fish?
No.
Oh, cool. Good size?
Yeah, big. A little too big.
Got one. How's this size?
Pretty good.
I don't want to be cold, but I feel like the mask is going to have the most success. Should have brought a wetsuit. Is that your technique?
This covers the most ground, but it's the most intensive. Aha. this guy is a hermit crab with a dead oyster on him. It's a hermit crab. He's in there with an oyster growing on him. Should we help him out by taking this oyster off?
No, oysters are important.
Yeah, but it's dead already.
Come on, girly. Okay, spot one. How many do you get?
A few. I think I got one or two.
Oh, I only got one.
Yeah, that was not the most productive spot in the world.
So we have a whopping 3 so far. Is that the clam dance 2.0? Shake that booty.
Today, we're gonna show you how to do the clam dance. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
To the right now, y'all. 2 stomps, 2 stomps. Take it back now, y'all. Now everybody grab your clams!
Boo.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're like those cockles that like super young. That's crazy.
You want to go get daddy? There you go. Look at that hop. Go, 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 go. Jenny, go get him. You need help? What are you doing, lady? What are you doing, lady? Ready? Set?
I found one.
Right on the grass. Come here, daddy. Come here, daddy. Come here, daddy. What'd you find? That doesn't do us any good.
That's a big one. That's what you call a chowder.
I don't want to.
Yeah. That's a little baby scalp.
When we were in Nantucket 2 years ago, I was swimming along the beach and I realized that you could see them so much easier with a mask and snorkel. So, we're getting in, baby. It's certainly colder than the Caribbean.
We got a bunch of clams. Definitely not near our limit, but I think some for dinner and definitely some for bait for the future for something. You guys remember when we were here like, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago? And Highfield let us borrow that rib, that like 8 to 17 foot rib. And we actually went way down to the other side of the island and we got a whole bunch of clams. We should roll some of that footage. Roll that footage.
It's better when it just rolls and you don't tell it to roll.
Roll that footage. found one.
Woohoo!
This is what we're looking for. This is kind of big, but we can definitely eat it. Look, Jets, I got one. Oh, another one. Just takes the right spot, and then all of a sudden. All right, should we head back? It's getting a little dark. It looks like a storm might be rolling in. You want to go back to the boat and cook these up? How should we make these? We got like a million ways to make clams now.
I just like them grilled.
Grilled, all right. Come on. Nope. Yeah, we hadn't had clams in a couple of years. Remember, we were in Nantucket and we kept getting so many clams. And I've made clam chowder a whole bunch of times, and then we grilled them a whole bunch. We ate them raw a whole bunch. We made clam pasta. What else did we do with them?
That's about it.
It was one of our activities whenever people came to visit. We would take them clamming, so we had lots of clams.
We did baked clams.
Can you describe what you're doing there?
I'm shucking the clams.
Yeah, how?
I don't know, I'm just like wedging the knife into the hinge. I don't even know if this is the right way to do it, but I remember it worked last time. And then I'm scraping it off the shell like a savage. The guys who do this professionally are way better at it than me. So my dad used to be a clammer. He clammed all through high school, and when he was home from college on the Great South Bay on Long Island, like a lot of guys who were his age, who lived on or by the water or liked the water, they all had clam boats. And they were either rakers or tongers, and my dad was a tonger, and they used to sell them commercially. I also get some shells in here, and the guys, like, that's a little piece of shell you don't want in there. Alright guys, we just threw all the clams on here, and basically we'll keep checking on them, and as soon as they open, that means they're done. If they never open, that means they're bad. We definitely shouldn't eat them, and some just take longer than others, but this is how we cook clams on the grill. I mean, they're starting to open. I like them opened a little more, though, before I take them off. All right, we're done. They're all open. We didn't have one dud that didn't open, so that's a good sign. Usually we don't. I got a big bowl of clams for you.
Ooh, yum. Did you try the cockle?
Yeah, I tried one. It was really good.
It wasn't like the last time.
I think you're mistaking for the ones we got like in the Caribbean or something. This is what I think we call a cockle. It's a little different than a clam.
The one in the Bahamas where it was like straight sand.
Yeah, that was in the Bahamas. We're in North Carolina.
They feed the same exact way.
Well, they're different. Well, let's try this one. I tried one and it was delicious. It tasted just like a clam. But then, and then this is what came out of it.
Very sandy. Very sandy. I don't think we need to get those anymore. It's
Ew.
all sand. Ew.
Gross. This definitely looks really weird, though. It's like the darkest. I don't know. This is a little risky.
I'm not doing it. I did it last time.
It tastes like a clam still, but I don't know why it's so brown. Tastes just like clam. I feel like we had them in North Carolina last time we tried a few and they were good.
Changing your mind? Straight sand?
No sand. Got a slight bitter.
And a crunch.
Yeah, tiny bit of sand, but...
Ew, I hear you crunching. Ugh.
Tiny bit of sand, but not bad.
Once again, this whole broadcast has been brought to you by sand. It's everywhere. Get used to it.
Sierra whipped us up some sweet peppers and small potatoes in the Ninja 10-in-1. How's that Ninja 10-in-1 that we replaced our ridiculously bad gas oven with?
The best thing we bought, besides the washing machine and the AC, but it's very high up there. Best $250 we have ever spent. By far.
Night and day compared to that old oven. Like, yeah, 20 times better. And it uses a lot of electricity when it's on, but it cooks everything so quickly that the overall amount of electricity it uses is pretty minimal.
I cooked both the potatoes and the peppers at the same time, which we could only fit one tiny tray in the other oven. Both together only took 20 minutes, where in the other oven it would have taken over an hour. Each.
Easily.
So, by far, the best $250. Crazy.
Why do you like clams from the grill better than clams from this, like, steamed clams?
Because the smell is outside.
Oh. Salty, a little bit sweet, a little bit chewy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. A little bit gooey.
Ew.
I miss clams. Well, let's try your pepper.
Sweet peppers are one of my very favorite things.
Yeah, these things are awesome. And let me try a potato. That's all so good. So we've been to Ocracoke. This is our third time to Ocracoke. But this place is cool. It's like because you're away from civilization. It feels like Fire Island or Nantucket or Block Island. Like you're kind of away from mainstream civilization. And
Because you have to take a ferry or a boat to get here.
yeah. How far is it from the mainland? Like 10 or 20 miles from the mainland.
I don't know, when we were on the truck camper, it was like an hour ferry ride or something.
Yeah, and it's a cool spot, and they got a nice little town. They got some really nice restaurants in town. We're trying to keep ourselves on the budget, so, like, we're gonna have to go to a restaurant at least once while we're here, but that's probably about it.
It's so hard because we love going out to eat, but it's the easiest way to, like, waste money. Not waste money, but spend money, and obviously we're trying to save it. But we would like to go to one restaurant in each of these super cool places we stop in. So if anybody has a very favorite restaurant in Ocracoke, if we were only going to go to one, tell us, which one should it be?
Yeah. Next video, maybe for us it's tomorrow or the next day, we're gonna go fishing. We're gonna try to catch red drum and or flounder and or striped bass and or sea trout. I think those are the four main things we could potentially catch around here. And we have clam bellies for bait. We have some like fake shrimp. Maybe we'll get some live shrimp or dead shrimp from the tackle store, and then some like bucktails and stuff like that. So let us know if you guys have any recommendations specifically around here, North Carolina, Ocracoke. Hopefully we catch a fish tomorrow, or a few maybe. I think we might try flounder gigging too. I gotta look it up and make sure that that's all legal. But our friend Michael, who grew up in Morehead City, said we should try flounder gigging at night. So that'd be pretty cool too. The way we do our merchandise, we literally like order my old next door neighbors, some of our good family friends, they order merchandise for us. They hold on to it at their house and they ship it for us at their house when your orders come in. So we have to buy it up front and they're holding the inventory. And we have kind of a lot of inventory of like all random designs and stuff. So we're going to do a huge sale right now. So we'll do 15% off. Put the code in the description. What do you want to label it? It's almost 4th of July. You want to do 4th of July sale?
Summer sale?
Summer sale?
Summer sale.
So like, how about
Summer sale.
Summer sale. Alright. Type in summer sale if you order from the Tula shop, and the discount, the coupon code, whatever, summer sale, all one word, no space, and that'll be 15% off your total order. We do flat rate shipping. I think it's like $7 or $8 flat rate shipping. So no matter how much you order, it's only going to be that $7 or $8 within the USA. Yeah, we'll try to get rid of a bunch of this inventory because we've had some really great ideas for new designs, but we can't really do that yet until we get rid of some of the inventory we have. So summer sale, 15% off. Let's get rid of this stuff so we can do a new design.
We were walking Jetty last night, I think, and I saw something and I was like, wait a minute, I could totally turn that into like our kind of theme and it would be really cool, and I've never seen it done before. So I got the idea. We just need the space. Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Good night.